Hello, I'm Kevin Church, and this month for December 2018, we have Ess Hawk as our Songwriter of the Month. How you doing, Ess?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me here, Kevin.
Glad to have you.
Appreciate the invitation, and I've had a great time.
Awesome. So tell us about what got you into music to begin with.
Well, I guess at an early age, my mother always took us to church, so I enjoyed the gospel music, and I started playing guitar when I was 12 years old. Took a couple years lessons from Mrs. DeWitt in Richmond, Indiana, and from there on, I just never gave it up and never stopped.
So aside from that experience, who were your earliest influences?
Well, I always enjoyed Gordon Lightfoot, Jim Croce, the Guess Who. My dad's biggest fan, well, he was the biggest fan of Hank Williams. So yeah, the country music is deep in my background.
I love Hank myself, but all those other guys you mentioned are fantastic as well.
Mm-hmm.
So when listening to all that growing up, when did you start writing songs?
I couldn't tell you the exact date. I always tried to pencil a few songs and make little jingles, I guess, nothing real serious. Within the last 10 to 12 years, I started getting more serious with my songwriting.
Okay. So in comparison to some of those influences that you mentioned, one of them was Gordon Lightfoot.
Absolutely.
And hearing you today, or, getting to know you a little more, I find that some people say you sound like him a little bit. So,
well, I don't know if I could live up to that compliment, but I always appreciated his presence. Gordon Lightfoot, he wasn't a real flashy entertainer. He played a nice 12-string acoustic pretty much his whole career, still does. And his songs tell a story. They all tell a story with a beginning and an ending, and I felt like that's the type of music that I want to write as well. Something that tells a good story.
I understand. So as a songwriter, I can relate to that. And also just curious, words or music first then? If you're a big storyteller, do you just write the words first and then kind of put a melody to it later? Or
I was a guitar player before I was a singer, and I always try to think of different progressive chords, different riffs, things that might sound a little different. Try different chord arrangements other than what everybody's playing. So I think the music would come first, and then somehow I try to fit that in with the words.
I'm a guitar player first too, before I started singing, before I actually paid attention to lyrics. And so I can totally relate to that as well. So as far as like what we're talking about, you've mentioned you love stories, you love these songwriters, that they're big influence, and I can totally understand why they're great storytellers. Everybody mentioned in that group is a great storyteller. So have you written a song that has made you cry before?
I've had a few of them. Of course, they're all have special meaning to me. Probably the most important song was the hardest one I ever wrote, was called The Last Winter. It told a very good story. It was, it was a story about an older gentleman who had lost his significant other, and he knew that his time was short on this earth, and it just happened to be during the winter time, and he didn't think he was going to survive another winter without her. And that's basically the plot of the song, and I went from there.
Is that the song we'll be playing today?
Yes, it is.
Well, I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah, thank you.
Ess Hawk, everybody.
Thank you very much.
Cold wind blowing is never a good sign. December takes its toll on this old heart of mine. Not a day goes by I don't think of you. A chill in the air makes my soul thin and blue. And I don't see you in my dreams. And I don't sleep at all, alone it seems. Winter coming on, I know what's in store. I can't fight the cold like I used to anymore. Snow clouds are rolling, tired of being alone. Too late to run, I can feel it in my bones. And I don't see you in my dreams. And I don't sleep at all, alone it seems. And we'll be together before spring. This old house feels empty without your memories. Staring at the walls, lonesome sound on the breeze. I can't seem to find my peaceful loving mind. Leaves on the ground make her stone hard to shine. And I don't see you in my dreams. And I don't sleep at all, alone it seems. And we'll be together before spring. We'll always be together before spring. We'll always be together in spring.